Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos al podcast Desde Cero con Manuel. Welcome to Desde Cero, right from the start. I'm your host, Manuel Longoria, and today with us we have realtor Yaniss Longoria Saldivar. Yaniss, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Good.
I'm excited to be here.
Good. Okay, Yaniss, where I know that you're my niece, and I know where you come from, but tell us where were you born?
Well,
Where are you from?
I'm from here, from Bryan, College Station. I was born and raised in Bryan. Went to school in Bryan. Went to Texas A&M. You know, I'm from here.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about your background, your education. You went to Bryan High, class
Yes.
of what?
Class of 2007.
Oh, okay.
We don't want to talk about that right now.
And you attended Texas A&M.
I did.
Right? And
I did.
also Mays Business School. Is that what it's called?
Yes, Mays Business School, one of the best. We say it's one of the best business schools in Texas. I went to Texas A&M, class of 2013. And that's
So you majored in business.
yes,
You got
finance.
your degree in business finance.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So and class of what at Texas A&M?
2013.
2013. Okay.
Yes.
So family.
Well, I have. You're my family.
Right. Husband and daughters.
Husband and daughters. Yes.
Let's nail it down to that.
Yeah. So I have Josh, who's my husband. We've been married since. He's gonna get mad, but I can't remember. 2014, 2015, somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, 2014, and then we have two girls, Melania, who's 5, and Juliana, who's about to be 2
Okay.
in about 15 days.
So 2 girls and a husband.
2 girls and a husband.
Well, before we get going, this podcast is going to be about realtors, and
Real estate.
real estate, and home buying.
Okay.
And all that good stuff.
Oh.
But before we get going, I'd like to remind all my audience and all my friends and family and everybody who's interested in our podcast, Desde Cero, to subscribe. It's free to subscribe, so just don't look at the videos and not subscribe. Help us get subscribers and views, and please share our podcast.
And it'll also
Okay.
alert them, right, that the video's up?
Yes, hit the little bell, and it
Okay.
sends you a little alert. So anytime I upload anything, it's going to alert you. YouTube's going to alert you and say, hey, Desde Cero just put something up.
Awesome.
Okay. So when did you become a real estate agent?
So the short version, I actually was licensed since 2008. I did that. I just said I graduated from high school in 2007. So 2008, I got my real estate license. And I just at that time did not feel like a 18-year-old should be telling someone how to buy a house.
Right. So and that's when you attended Texas A&M
Yes,
and
I
Mays
continued.
Business School.
Yes,
right?
I continued to go to school. I felt like business was going to be my way to get into real estate. I wanted to learn as much as I could. So I went to Texas A&M, Mays Business School. From there, I went into mortgage finance. So I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator.
Okay.
And, learned as much as I could there. And, that's where I kind of realized that, yes, real estate was going to be my end goal, but I wanted to learn as much as I could.
But you had other jobs besides the mortgage. Didn't you work for a construction company?
I did. So
in Houston?
Yes,
right?
also in Houston. So I was in mortgage banking. From there, I got an opportunity to work in project management for a large construction company out in Houston. And that is also something that I felt like would give me the opportunity to learn more construction management skills, quality control. I oversaw
So you were
large
a project
projects.
manager.
Pretty much, yeah.
Was this for Vaughn Construction?
It was. It was for Vaughn. I actually was a part of a project team. I did. It was a 6-story hospital expansion out in Houston. So you can imagine what kind of detail-oriented kind of person had to handle that.
Yeah, I'm aware of the of what you need to do for project management. So, how long have you been a real estate agent?
So I was out in Houston doing project management, and then my husband Josh had the opportunity to move out to College Station, and that was in 2018. And from there, I just decided, I think this is a time where I do have the knowledge and skills to get into real estate and become that real estate advisor that I knew I wanted to be at some point. So that's where I kind of jumped into it when we moved back to College Station, and just went, full force into it.
Right. So by all the posts on Facebook that's been going on, you pretty much been successful at real estate, haven't you? You've been like real estate agent of the month a couple of times.
Yes, when I don't get real estate agent of the month, I'm pretty upset. But real estate agent of the month, I'm premier platinum agent at Coldwell Banker Apex, which is not just in College Station. It's our office. Our brokerage has over 22 offices across Texas, and so this is platinum agent across all of those offices, not just College Station. Okay. And so that's a big accomplishment, especially for someone that's gotten into this.
And this town is exploding with real estate, right?
Yeah.
There's houses all over the place.
All over the places, new neighborhoods that you probably haven't even run into.
Well, we've seen a few.
Yeah.
More than a few.
Yeah.
But so what attracted you to real estate? What made you get into it?
I really just saw that there was a need in our community for us to bring that knowledge to people, especially my peers, my friends, my family, of why real estate is extremely important. You build wealth by owning real estate. And so I really saw that I could help friends, family. I really just want to help as many people as I can understand that it is important to own some real estate, build some wealth from there, and stop renting.
Right.
You can build lots of equity just in paying the same mortgage payment that you would in rent.
Right, because having the right realtor makes a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because when I bought this home, my realtor, I remember it was Richard Rosas.
Yes.
Richard Rosas helped me buy my home, and because of him, he kind of locked down my interest rate. And when that market crashed, that pretty much had me doing okay, because he was the one that kind of told me about all that stuff. A lot of people don't know about home buying, and it's difficult.
Yeah,
and it's stressful.
Oh, it's very stressful, especially if you don't have the right team in your corner. It can be extremely stressful, especially because you don't buy a house every day. It's something that you buy, you kind of hold on to, and then 10 years later, you're buying a house again.
So, buying a home, what is the first thing someone buying a home needs to know?
So, I always say, don't feel like you need to know everything. Reach out to a trusted real estate agent, whether it's someone someone that your friends refer you to. Don't feel like you have to know everything. That's what a realtor is for.
So, what is the first thing that they need to do? Is it get a pre-approved loan, or look at a house?
Oh, definitely don't go look at houses.
That's what I'm asking, because that's the first thing I did.
That's the first thing most people do is they're like, let me find the house that I want, and then let me run and do everything else. Right. That is probably the worst thing you can do, because you are going to potentially fall in love with the house that you can't afford, or that is just not, the right place for you. So I always say, as soon as you know that you want to potentially buy something because your lease is coming to an end, or you're just, your needs have changed, always reach out to a realtor. And it doesn't have to be me. I just, I'm not the agent for everyone.
Right.
But, find that agent that's going to work for you and your needs. You're going to talk to this person for months while you're searching. And then 30 to 45 days from when you find a house.
Right. And you can also help them buy a house that's under another realtor, right?
Correct.
You don't have to buy if it's from a certain company. You don't have to go through that company. Correct.
Yeah. So if you go to a house and you see there's a sign out there, they are the listing agent. So they are representing the seller.
Okay.
So you want to find someone that's going to represent you as a buyer, and that's going to walk you through that process. But yeah, the listing agent does represent the seller.
Okay. What else do they need to know before you even start looking at a home?
So you don't have to know anything, because that's what I'm here for.
Okay.
But number one is find that agent. From there, I will connect you. I do like a 15-minute interview with you over the phone. It doesn't have to be anything formal. I just want to learn a little bit about you. And from there, I can connect you with a lender that I feel would work best for you. I'll recommend a few. Okay. But I'll say, this lender works really well with first-time buyers. Or this lender works really well with someone that, is an investor and knows their thing. They don't need someone that's going to handhold them. So I try to connect you with that lender. You'll go with that lender, get pre-qualified, and then you'll come back to me once we know what your sales price is, and start shopping. And that's where the fun starts.
Right. It could take a day. It can take months.
It can.
Do you like those or not?
I do. I actually have had people that reach out to me, they're renting or they're in school, and they're like, I'm not ready to buy right now because I'm in school, or, whatever their situation is, but I'm going to buy in 2 years. I love talking to people like that because that gives us a lot of time to get you ready to buy that house, that first step. So it doesn't have to be like, I do not like the ones that call me and they're like, my lease is about to end in 30 days. I need to find a house. Right. Those can be a little tough. Right. I'm not saying I won't help you, but, it kind of puts a lot of pressure on everyone.
It does take time, for sure.
It does, yeah.
So, how many homes do you think you sell a month?
Oh, a month. Oh, my gosh.
Does it vary?
It does vary.
Does it vary between certain months?
It does. So I call, anywhere from March to August, very busy season. And that's where we sell lots of houses. And that's just because it's spring. People are spring cleaning. I think they're spring cleaning and they realize I need more space. This is not enough space for us. But also in the summer, that's when, your kids are not in school and you're able to make those moves without moving them to a different school or school zone. So those are really our busy seasons, but homes sell all year round. I have closings every month, pretty much.
I'm pretty sure that being in a college town, there's a lot of what do you call those turnovers? Yeah.
So I have the people that ask me, why are they selling this house? Right. Is it haunted? Is it something wrong with it? And it's like, no, we live in College Station, Bryan College Station. People move here for all different kinds of reasons, whether it's to go to school, new jobs because of A&M blend. They hire lots of professors. They bring in lots of professors. A&M brings in lots of people that like researchers. They pay big bucks for researchers and they move out here. But then we also have the people that are moving. They move to different cities. They move because of jobs. Right. I mean, and then students also leaving to, they ended their 4-year career here and they're moving on to jobs. So, I mean, there's lots of reasons they're selling. It's not just because a house is haunted. I've actually never been in a haunted house.
Well, yeah.
Well,
you've been to grandma's house.
Yeah. I've never been in a house for sale that's haunted, that I know is haunted.
Okay. What are the most common mistakes buyers do? What's
like during the lending process?
During the lending, buying.
Okay.
I mean,
so I have never had this experience because I have been on the mortgage side, so I know what could happen.
But there's stories around the campfire, right?
Yeah, so I know what can happen. So I always prep buyers, do not buy, a new car. A car is the easiest thing you can get out. You can, go and pick up. They'll give anyone a car. So they'll go get a car while they're buying. They'll open up a new Lowe's card and buy all the appliances. Right. Don't do those kind of things. Anything that involves your social security number, do not open during the 30 to 45 day window of you buying that house.
Right. So how should they prepare?
Prepare.
Well, how long should they prepare before you want to buy a home that you want? Because you can probably buy a home, but it's not going to be the one you want if you start doing all this extra stuff, right?
Right.
So how should they prepare? Should they pay down credit cards? Pay down stuff?
Yeah. So this all goes back to get with your real estate agent, get that lender, and the lender will tell you, okay, this is your credit score. In order for us to get an increased credit score, you need to pay this, this, and this down. And that'll jump your credit whatever amount. But you don't want to do that on your own because you can't figure it out. Credit is very finicky. And what you think is going to help your credit could actually drop your credit score.
Right.
Because I know a lot of people, they know they have medical debt, so they'll pay down medical debt, but that doesn't help their score. It actually hurts their score. And just things like that. It's like, find that lender. They'll tell you what to pay down and how to best use your money. Because we can't figure out that puzzle.
Right. And don't sell your home before you buy one, right? or how was that? Because you have a home that you want to sell, but you want to sell that home to buy another home.
Right.
So you sell your home, but you don't get the loan, or something goes wrong. And you end up in the streets.
You could, especially in the market.
It's a tricky business, right?
Yeah, well, you have to time it right. But in the market that we have been in the last 2 years, sellers didn't have to accept we call them contingency contracts. Right. Me buying this home is contingent on the sale of my home. In the past 2 years, sellers didn't really have to accept those because they had cash offers and they had over ask price. Now the market has changed a little bit. It's shifted. And so now we do have the opportunity to do those things of, submitting a contingency offer and getting those accepted. Because homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer than we have seen in the last 2.5 years.
Okay, so the lender kind of helps you with your credit and how to fix it and how to make it better.
Right.
What is the job of a realtor? What's the job of a real estate agent?
Oh, I wear many
baby people.
I wear many hats. So I'm the one that's doing all the research for you of, how the market is doing and all that stuff. But I'm also connecting you with the lender, the inspectors, walking you through that process. Really, I am a hand-holding agent. I will walk you through the entire process. But also, when issues arise, you're not buying a home every day. I am dealing with this every day. I know how to maneuver through those issues. Title issues, connecting. I mean, there's a lot of pieces that have to come together in order for this house to happen.
And you're showing homes every day.
Yeah.
Saturdays and weekends and sending emails and, hey, this house just came out on the market. And,
right.
And so you're pretty much working
24/7.
24/7 for everybody, right?
Yes.
That's the job.
Yeah, that's part of the job. I say that showing homes is the easy part, because that's once we find that home for you, that's when the real work starts.
Right.
Showing houses is the easy part, but my job is 24/7, because I have buyers and sellers that are under contract and dealing with those things, but then I also have new buyers and sellers that are coming into the market, and so then I have title calling me and emailing me about this, and I have the lender calling me and emailing, so it's me just...
And then you have inspections and whatnot, right?
Yeah, walkthroughs and photos and on top of that, social media.
Yeah. And,
it's a lot. It's a lot of jobs. It's a lot of hats.
And sending all the flyers and discount cards and whatnot.
Yeah, so if you are not on my mailing list, you can get those discount cards.
Get on Yaniss's mailing list because she sends a lot of good stuff through the mail and calendars and football schedules and whatnot. So that's how I get my football schedules through Yaniss Realtor.
And then the coupons, like this month, it's Taco. I haven't seen what it is, but it's Taco Cabana. Yeah, and I go there pretty often.
Pretty much, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna check my mail for that one.
Yeah, that one's on my desk, so it's in the mailbox.
Okay. So, what is the current market right now? The
Yeah.
all that
Everyone's scared
all the
right now,
dirty
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
the dirty word of interest rates.
Yeah, interest rates. That's a big topic right now. So the market has shifted some. It's no secret that interest rates have gone up. But they're still pretty close to the average of what we've seen. For 2.5 years, have been telling people, do not get used to these interest rates. These are not normal. Right. They're going to go up from here. And that's exactly what happened is they went up. But they're still pretty close to the average. They're higher than we've seen in the last 2.5 years, but that was in a normal market. And so, now I think it's a great time for buyers that missed out during that season of people submitting over ask price, 50,000 over ask price, and those things. I think it's a great time for those buyers to get in and not have to compete. They're having some of their closing costs paid for, which before we weren't seeing that for 2.5 years. It was rare for us to see that. Right. And so now we do have that ability for buyers to take advantage of that. We still don't have the inventory that we were seeing before pandemic levels, so it's still pretty low. Okay. So it's still a great time to buy because the home prices are only going to go up from here. Appreciate. Yeah.
A lot higher?
They're not going to jump as much as, at least we're not seeing that they're going to jump as much as they have over the last 2.5 years. It's going to slow down, but they're still going to appreciate at normal levels like we saw before pandemic.
Right. So do you think that we're going to fall into another housing crisis like we did in 2008?
That's a good question. That's what everybody's waiting for. Right. We'll buy when it drops. So I think I did a post about this earlier this week if it wasn't last week. But no, we're not going to see a housing crash.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, we're not. Especially me working in mortgage after the housing crash. They are really strict with their guidelines. Okay. I'm sure you've been through it where they're asking for everything, all of your information, yes. Income. Right. They're checking with your employer a couple of times a month. Is he still employed? Is he, back checking your pay stub? So they're very strict on that. Okay. During 2008, they were giving anyone a loan.
Right. They were giving away these expensive houses, and that's how people lost their homes because they couldn't afford them.
They were inflated prices. And so we're not expecting to see that. The interest rates going up doesn't mean that people are going to stop paying their mortgages. People, if they got a mortgage, it's because they can afford it. Right. Especially in the last 2.5 years, how the interest rates were low. Their payments are low compared to rent today. So okay. So no housing crash, unfortunately.
Okay. So what is the best advice that you can give home buyers?
The best advice is don't overthink it. I have people that go in and they're looking for the perfect home. There's not going to be a perfect home. All we can do is sit down, come up with a list of your must-haves, and try to meet most of those things. But we're never going to find the perfect home. The only way we're going to get a perfect home is if you build it, and that can get expensive. Because my perfect home is probably,
right? You have to buy the land, and
and that comes with different down payment options. Right. You buy the land, your down payment is a lot higher. It's a different beast, for sure.
Yeah, I have a friend building a home, and it's coming out pretty nice. Yeah. So and I think you sold him the land.
Oh, did I?
Or you helped him buy the land.
Okay, I probably did.
And it's a nice home.
Wow,
and he's doing a good job with it, and he's taking his time and
building it the way you want.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one way to go, but if you don't want to deal with all the builders and subcontractors and plumbers,
he's managing his own project and probably has a full-time job. Right. Yeah.
So, what anything you wanna tell the audience about you, about yourself, about your agency, or what you got coming up? And I know you kind of work with some nonprofits too. And
absolutely.
So, what are the? I know Yaniss for the last couple of show, because I had a boxing club, Longoria Boxing Club, and Yaniss was always one of my sponsors, and every time I would have a show, she'd be the first one to say, "Hey, I'll sponsor it."
For
so
sure.
we appreciate that. The community appreciates that, and the kids appreciate that. And about a couple of months ago, I retired from boxing, so we all appreciate you donating and sponsoring our events because that helped a lot of kids stay off the street. So, but what other programs or nonprofits do you work with?
So for my husband Josh and I, it's extremely important to give back, especially to this community. We went to school here. We were raised here. And
you were raised in Bryan Westside.
Bryan Westside. Right? Josh and I were both. And so we were super grateful and lucky that we got the community we did at school. Our teachers were absolutely amazing. We still talk about the things that they did for us then. And so for us, it's extremely important to give back to that because they, teachers and even at baseball, there were, just like you, that was time that you took out of your day to help children and help kids and, mentor them. And so for Josh and I, it's extremely important to give back. Anytime I have the opportunity to sponsor something, I absolutely do it. Just a couple months ago, I sponsored the Anson Jones, which is where we went to school, T-shirts.
Right.
And so they wanted to give all the kids a T-shirt so that everybody had a Friday shirt. So that was something that I was like, absolutely. What do I need to do? So they're walking around with my logo on the back. It's pretty cool to see, but it's really cool to see that it's a school that Josh and I went to. And so we're involved with the Hispanic Forum, which, Josh was a recipient of that, scholarship when he was in high school. So that's important to us. We try to, donate when we can and, be at the events when we can. They do golf, tournaments. They do the gala. They do the run, which they've moved to September because it's always cold in February. So they do. Lots of events. So we sponsor those things. During Thanksgiving, we do the can drive. My kids and I love to. We put bags out at our neighborhood, and they leave the cans on their porch, which I'm picking up tomorrow. And so we do that. We do turkey giveaways. We try to get involved as much as we can just to give back. And
I believe it's very important for us to give back. I gave back for years and years, and I still do that. I want to do that still with this podcast and bring people in that are going to help out. And I'm planning to continue on, bringing professors from Texas A&M to tell these kids what do you need to do to get into a college, stuff like that. And it's very important for everybody, not just you and I, but everybody. Just if you have a chance to give back to your community, to your at least your area, your block, or whatnot, give back, and because it's very important.
Yeah, and I'm always here for kids. If you have questions about how to get into A&M, scholarships and all that stuff, I'm here to help any way I can. It's super important to us.
Right. So that being said, what's your? Give us your contact information. Your where you work, your emails if you want, or anything, and if people want to contact you for a home.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the easiest way to contact me is probably through Facebook and Instagram. That's where I get a lot of my requests, and then from there we connect. But it's just at Yaniss Realtor, YANISS Realtor. You can connect with me there. On my website has all my contact information, also YanissRealtor.com. So, you can find me anywhere.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, it was real nice for having you here, Yaniss. I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, thank you.
And it was very informative, and hopefully, we can have you back for some kind of events or anything that you sponsor. Anything you have coming up, just let us know. We'll have you back and go from there.
Yeah, so this was awesome. Thank you so much.
Here. I hope you enjoyed it, and we want to remind everybody to subscribe to Desde Cero con Manuel on YouTube. Help us spread the word. Share this video. Share this very informative video with Yaniss. And if you got any questions, contact her and go from there.
Yeah, I'd be happy to help.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. We got a couple of more podcasts coming up, so stay tuned. And thank y'all for tuning in, and see y'all next time. Thank you.